I think all three of our children have received quality education here. I do have two girls and a boy, and my oldest now is a sophomore at NDSU, and she's doing very well. And so I know that they got that good academic foundation as well as a good faith foundation.
We had back to school night, and I met every parent that I had, and I was shocked because no other back to school night would you meet every parent.
Going to Grace really gave me a solid foundation, whether I knew it or not. It gave me a foundation to fall back on all the time.
Even keeping a planner. I remember here we had our planners, and our teachers would sign in the planner that you had filled it out with what homework you needed to get done. And I think I did that even in college. You know, that's just a great tool that they showed you early on to help keep you organized, and that's just a great life skill to have too.
We work on instilling in kids the confidence that they can learn.
A lot of it is about teaching the kids to think for themselves and not just spoon-feeding answers and what does this really mean and why is that way, and those kinds of questions.
The students here are they have a wonderful variety of different things that they can choose from as far as, we do have the foreign language now in Spanish in upper grade.
Our upper grade kids get their own netbooks that we incorporate and use in class. I have been using a smart board in my classroom for, I think it's 4 years maybe. And all the upper grade teachers have them, and they actually have them in almost every classroom now.
I think the teachers here, they're such great teachers. They have great structure in the classroom too, just very organized. And so I feel like I was able to start those, the different ways that I knew how to learn that they had taught me. Flashcards are great. That was something that I could use every single year because they had taught me that really works for you. That's a great way for you to learn.
When they make the transition from Grace to the public school, going from a class of 7 to 250, there was a bit of a concern there, but I don't know what I was worried about, and for myself not putting my trust in the Lord for him to take care of that, because the Lord did. My oldest came through just fine socially, made a lot of friends, academically did just great. My middle also the same way. And my son is in a class of 8 right now, and you always kind of have that concern of that small class size, but then you forget that small class size, there's an advantage to that.
A lot of the friends here that I had, a lot of us students, classmates, we also went to high school together too after Grace, and so that was so fun. I think my locker was next to the same person 3rd grade through 12th grade in high school, so that was really fun. And just getting to, I always felt like they were kind of more like my brothers and sisters too. Even in high school, we just had that longer connection that went back.
When former students come back and walk the halls of Grace Lutheran School, they do it because there was something about the years that they spent here that touched them. And at the time they were here, probably they were thinking, it's school and it's homework and it's doing this and just kind of going through the motions. But when they leave, they really realize that there was something very special here that touched them.
So many things here I felt like I got to do before I would have if I would have gone to a public school. We had, especially in music class, we used recorders. I remember learning those 1st or 2nd grade and or 3rd grade, and that was just really fun to really jump into that musical experience.
There were a few years that I didn't really like to do it. I thought it was not very cool, but then I got into it and I like it a lot now, and I hope to continue with that.
I started the clarinet here in 4th grade. I remember the day that the music teacher brought the instruments in and we all tried them out, and the clarinet just she's like, oh, that definitely fits with you. And so I played all through high school.
We go out and play for churches, and we sometimes play for chapel, and we've been playing for graduation a couple of years now.
I still remember all the lyrics to the songs of the musicals. I could sing them. There was just such a buzz, that would go around in the school when, all the students, all the classes were preparing for that. And I remember, getting on our costumes for Ansylvania and being in the classroom with all your classmates and, feeling that excitement to put on a show for everyone. And it was always around Jesus, too. They never forgot. It's not just about the presents at Christmas. We were talking about Jesus every year.
I was in ambassadors, choir, and in band for all the years that I could be.
I got to join the high school band, I remember, a year before I should have, just because I already had that experience already. I'd been playing for a few years already, and so I just was a little bit ahead.
I never really had a hobby as a kid, and so I was always trying to find something, and through the music department here, I definitely found something that I loved.
We're here because we love children, we love teaching, and we love serving God in a capacity that makes a difference in the lives of children. It's really important to teach our children our faith so they have a solid foundation when they go on from Grace.
10, 20.
It's money well spent. I didn't have the ability when I was younger. I went to public school, which was totally fine. But I think with larger schools and things like that, we get more one-on-one with the teacher to the student, and they benefit a lot more.
Hunter had been in a larger school, and he was by second grade. This is his first year here, as third grade. By second grade, I was already feeling like he was lost. He actually came and visited last year for one day because I wanted him to truly understand the difference between the schools. And as soon as we left, he was like, "I want to go to school there, Mom." And the second day of school when I picked him up this year, he said, "That's the fastest day of school I've ever had, Mom. I love going to school now."
Fargo has great public schools. I mean, you get a high quality education here. But there's those things that Grace Within School adds to that in terms of deepening that academic level, the classroom setting where you've got the discipline, where you've got the challenging learning, but then the Christian faith that you just can't have in the public schools.
Starting here as a substitute teacher, being a teacher, being a principal, having my own children go through here, and now not having a child here, I have seen the faith development grow in my own children, in many families. We now have children here of students that have been, their parents were students here, and Grace touches a lot of lives over the years, and it will continue to do so.
And one thing that I've noticed is the religious overtone. Really kind of warms my heart to where one of my children's are in getting ready in the shower, and they're singing music about God and Jesus and things like that. That's what I want out of a school.
I have told several people here throughout this year that I can't thank them enough for the opportunity to be able to bring my child here every day. I no longer fear my child, where they are, or what they're doing during the day while I'm at work. It's like, oh, they're at Grace. Life is good. They're good. I'm good. I can focus on what I need to do during the day as far as work. And I know they're in a loving, caring environment that means if I can't be with them 24/7, I know that where they're at those times that I'm not with them is exactly where I want them to be. And I couldn't be happier about it.